equals 1 mole of carbon atoms. Okay. So here are, there's 2 sheets. This is the first. So this I'm just going to kind of take a look at if you want to do it in your notes. It's nothing to hand in, but I'm going to give you a little bit of time, and I'm going to actually work this too. Once you work through both of these problems, they're similar to your homework, similar to what we did in lecture. And your hint is you're going to need a periodic table for this one. Remember yesterday I kind of got, do you need a periodic table or not? And yes, you do for this one. Okay. Any questions? We're doing okay. Where to go? Oh, there it is. Psych. I think I'm working on the board. Cool. You guys are cooking with Crisco.
I forgot, is there an equivalency between moles and grams?
Yes, that's the decimal number for the elements. You guys can work together if you want to.
This number here? 6.022.
The grams and moles, that comes from, so what
Oh,
element
it's
are we dealing with?
okay,
Iron, so you
iron,
have
so
to look
that-
at Fe, and it's the 50.
55.
Yeah. Yep. Yep, yep.
I put 58.
They're kind of fun. Jeremy's like,
Dyslexia.
cool. This is just got I know this one. So we need to go ahead and knock out these 2 problems at the end of part 3. Now, the difference between these 2 problems and the ones that you guys just did, let's just take a look at it, and I'll diagram them underneath it. So these are back to your notes. So let's see, a sample of lead contains, and we see a number here. That's probably going to be my first term. I kind of got ahead of myself. It contains this many lead atoms. So I'm going to start with atoms. Okay, what mass of lead is in this? So I want to get to grams. What mass? What mass in grams is that number of lead atoms? Do you see where I can go from atoms to moles? What do I use to go from atoms to moles? Yep, over there, Avogadros number. The Avogadros number, yep. Okay, and then I can go from moles to grams, and how can I do that? Using that, yep, using the periodic table. Yep. From the periodic table, actually that's the MM. What's MM stand for?
Molar mass.
Molar mass, yep. That's it. So that's the first one, and the second one, okay, let's see, it gives us, looks like grams, okay, we have a mass of again, we're dealing with the same element, lead. So we have grams, and we want to go to total number of atoms. Well, we can go from grams to moles using what? That's Avogadros number. Wait, no. Oh, you pointed to this up here, didn't you? Yep. We can go from grams to moles, sorry about that, using the periodic table. Very good. And we're going to use that in the form of molar mass. Perfect. And then we can go from moles to atoms using what? Avogadros number. Exactly. Now you're going to see me kind of, what I say, string these up and not do a break, but you could do a break in between. But that's kind of that's the strategy. Okay. So Avogadros number. Avogadros number specific to lead atoms. We just kind of have a couple, we could use the flat version, 1 mole of lead atoms equals 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. Okay, we could go ahead and any equivalency statement like you see up there, we could come up with 2 ratios. All right, we need to use the periodic table, the decimal number for lead. It's so weird, it's only got 1 decimal. Isn't that weird? I think it has to do with the uncertainty in the isotopic information. But 207.2 is the grams per mole. So 207.2 grams of PB. Okay. Now, since we're only dealing with 1 element, you could just put grams over 1 mole, kind of like I did up here. Okay. And the flip is true. In 1 mole of lead, it will weigh 207.2 grams. So we'll just have to see which one we need to use. Oh, then there's the flattened out version. Okay, we ready? Ready, set, go. So for this first problem, the first term, I'll go ahead and put up here. You guys have this. This actually is a strategy that I had before. This kind of arrows going like that. So the first term is going to be, in this case, the number of lead atoms. So 7.87 times 10 to the 23rd PB atoms. I usually put that over 1 just so that I make sure that get my units to cancel. Need to cancel. So what does the next term look like?
1 mole on top of Avogadros number.
Yep, 1 mole on top over Avogadros number. Very good. And if you didn't want to include PB, that's fine, but you should say 1 mole over 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. All right, awesome. So atoms cancel, we're left with moles. Now how do we get to grams?
The gram on top and mole on bottom.
Yep, the gram on top and the moles on the bottom. 207.2 grams on top and 1 mole on the bottom. Perfect. And that leaves us with units of grams, and we are totally done. So, fingers please, how many sig figs do we give this? 3. Yep, I heard in top 3. So is this the answer that you get? Good. We have confirmation. Excellent. Are there any questions about that? So basically you're just combining the two things. All right, let's take a look at the second one. Okay. So the first term in this one's going to be that 0.330 grams of PB, or 0.330 grams over 1. And then how do we get from grams to moles?
The periodic table.
The periodic table, exactly. And what units go on top? Moles, yep. So 1 mole over 207.2 grams. Perfect. And that will leave us with units of moles. Now, how do we get to atoms? Avogadros number. Perfect. So, and how does that look up, that third term then?
Mole on the bottom.
Mole on the bottom, yep. 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd atoms on top, 1 mole on the bottom. I'm liking it. So unit-wise, that looks perfect. So how many significant figures? 2, 3. Why 3?
0.
Yep. Because that,
Oh, I forgot the
yep,
0.
that'll get you every time. Yep, so it's 3. Very good. Okay, so this is what I got. Is that what you got? 9.59 times 10 to the 20th atoms, or more specifically, lead atoms. All right. Sweet. So, you guys already did 29 and 30, was due today. So let's take a look right quick at 35 and 36. And this is what they look like. Okay. So how many aluminum atoms are in that mass of aluminum? So this is kind of like our second problem, isn't it? So now I'm going to push this out as a PDF, but actually the hint I'm going to put up here is just like your second one. Okay? So you guys told me we can go from grams to moles using the periodic table. And you guys told me we can go from moles to atoms using Avogadros number. That's it. And the second one is like the first problem that we just did. We're going to go from counted number of atoms to grams. Now you got to know the element. This is platinum. We're going to go through moles. So we can use the Avogadros number to go from atoms to moles. And then we can use the periodic table to go from moles to grams. That's it. So those will be due, and also this